Jorge Masvidal, Demetrius Johnson. I'm going to start, and then we'll go to you. We'll start with the main event. That time you went to a fight and it turned into a staring contest, or a really bad Dancing with the Stars. Really bad, like both those guys are out. No, so I honestly did expect that a little bit. First off, they're both counter-strikers at heart. Agree with me. Just pretend, even if I'm wrong. I think I'm right. They're both counter-strikers at heart. They both have good power from odd angles. And after that first fight, they've kind of felt each other's power. They have that respect for each other. And anytime there's a fight like their first fight that's just so amazing, you know that for them it can't live up to it, that no part of that fight can kind of live up to that again. With that said, the score was similar. I'll get interested to get your thoughts, as in these are that's the champion of your weight class. What's happening with that? How you feeling about that?
Like you said, it was a lot of staring, you know.
Yeah.
But I agree also that both counter fighters. It's just that from the first fight, I would have thought Woodley would have kept it in the pocket more, because that's where he excels. He's way better than Thompson. You can see every time he steps forward, he gets in that pocket.
Yeah.
He's landing bombs, and I think he has a considerable power advantage as well.
Yeah.
Thompson did his part for a lot of the rounds, keeping the outside, but every time Woodley was able to get inside, that's where he did the damage.
You know, the biggest thing with that fight is that, like you said, they're both counter-strikers at heart. Stephen Wonderboy does a good job at keeping a distance, but he never crosses the distance 110%. He never truly commits. He will poke, wait for T Wood to come forward, then he'll catch him. Then once T Wood gets hit, he's like, guys, stop. But each time, like you said, each time T Wood got inside the pocket, landed bigger shots, and when he wrestled him, he would win. So if T Wood just started coming forward, he would have done a lot better.
I noticed something too when T Wood did wrestle him and got him down.
No answer for it.
No, but when they got up, T Wood was exhausted.
Yeah, that's true.
Stephen Thompson did not take that opportunity. He had about 1 minute and 20 left in that round, and he let it slide by. And I guarantee you that T Wood would not have had a huge defense for anything Thompson would have done at that point.
And you think how much, I'm sure Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was exhausted getting that big black man off him as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I just think if T Wood just comes forward like he always does, I mean, he almost had the same fight when he fought Roy McDonald. Put his back against the cage.
Yeah.
Roy McDonald was able to pick him apart.
Roy McDonald used the length.
Used the length. But when T Wood fought Kevin Gastelum, I was like, dude, if you come forward, nobody's going to be able to beat you. You can wrestle, pass guard.
Like with that, I would notice that Gastelum has a good chin. Because Gastelum got caught with a couple shots from T Wood that, you know, a lot of guys like Robbie Lawler and Wonderboy kind of went down with. All right, next fight, which is the next fight? I want to talk about Mark Hunt, Alistair Overeem.
I don't know. Hunt just he doesn't look the same. I think the wars have caught up to him a lot.
He's 40 years old.
Yeah, and he's been doing this. The kickboxing.
He's been doing this forever. The K1, the mileage, you know.
The
I heard
mileage
he broke his shin maybe, too.
Yeah. No, he's a beast, man.
It's just, you know.
So many wars that he had before coming over the UFC and Pride in K1. So I don't know. It's Overeem shocked me, but I was going for Hunt. You know,
this is not your forever job. He's been doing it a long time. So you know, he is 40 years old. Hopefully, you've made your money. It might be time to get out. But with that said, it's hard for a guy like Hunt, I think, to quit because you know you're always one punch away from a win.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and he hurt Overeem a couple good times too.
Yeah,
he caught him.
He hurt him, but you know, and we were kind of bagging on Overeem's strategy. If I still fought, that's the strategy I would use. And Overeem did a surprisingly good job. It reminded me of when he fought in Pride, not Pride, but K1, where he would clinch people immediately.
Yep.
If he didn't like something, he would clinch. He's the taller man. He's obviously very strong. He's got those levers for him. And he would pull Hunt, who's a short guy, down and kind of, you know, neutralize him with that. Overeem is a bad dude with long arms, good timing, and lots of power in that left hand. And like, I was almost like when he fought JDS and Overeem knocked JDS out, I was almost like a little bored in that fight. Like, come on, like do something. And then Junior was like, all right, I'm going to do something. Lights out. So, you know, one of those guys, like I would never want to fight an Overeem because he's going to sit back, he's going to wait, he's got great positioning. And then if you do rush him, he's ready with the left hand or, you know, knees. He went back to his old Pride bread and butter.
Yep. Exactly.
And again, against a guy that's, you know, a good 5-6 inches shorter than you, knees to the head, the way to go. All right. Lando Calrissian Vantana versus David Tamor. Timur.
What a treat. I didn't know who those guys were coming in, but what a treat that fight was
So
amazing.
everybody knew who, say his name?
Lando.
Everybody
Lando.
knew who Lando was.
He landed that spinning back kick on one of the guys.
Yeah.
John
Madesi.
Madesi, yes,
that
the
guy.
Canadian,
I'm
yeah.
so good with names. It's amazing.
Yeah.
In my memory, that's why I do this show. But no, so everybody knew. I forgot that David Temu was the guy from the show. I honestly just forgot who he was. And then once I saw him before the fight ever started, I was like, oh, that guy's a real good. And then they announced him as a 3-time, world champion Muay Thai guy. They have good Muay Thai over in the Netherlands and Sweden and like where he's from. That's where the new 145-pound women's champ comes from, Overeem. They have a really good
Dutch kickboxing.
Yeah.
Dutch, just traditional. And you can see it each time they would clinch. Like, this is where the fights won. The fights run in transitions. When you have a guy who's totally even, the striking, the wrestling, but you saw the other fighter, he had a better clinch game. He kept throwing the knees, even though Lando kept blocking it.
Right.
Your body's got to absorb the energy.
Then he went up to the head with him. All right, you blocked me to the body.
Yep, and then
come
boom.
to the head. I was impressed. And the other thing, in the first round, I thought, man, he went back to his corner with confidence.
Yep.
You're fighting the guy. You're a big underdog. And he went like, okay, I can hang with that guy.
Yep.
He hit me, but I hit him just as much, I didn't know that. I thought he lost the first round. Judges disagreed.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
wouldn't want to judge fights. I'm
Yeah,
wrong
I know,
all
right?
the time. But he definitely won the third round and maybe the second. So impressive. Great. What he did that I wanted to hit on is when Lando spun or did something fancy, he charged him.
Yep.
He went at him. He hit him with something. He made him respect him so he couldn't just. The other thing, Lando, as amazing as he is, come on, man. This, put maybe two hands up at one. He's blocking head kicks with just the glove of his hand. That's not a long-term strategy. That looks good. I enjoy watching it, but like if you want to be doing this for a while, that's not the thing to do.
X block.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. He'll show you later. He's an expert, champion. All right. What are your other thoughts on that fight?
I loved it. I love the creativity of both dudes. Lando did a lot of things you don't see. He caught a kick, did a spinning heel kick.
Oh, that
you
was
don't see
amazing.
that often.
That was amazing.
He landed some really pretty Taekwondo techniques that I was real impressed by,
And he gets away with it because he sits, he returns his foot home and throws a big right or left, Also, too, I thought that David being a southpaw might have given Lando a couple problems. I'm sure he's dealt with it before, but it's still always a little different when you deal with a southpaw. Either way, I'm impressed. I hope good things for that kid. And I remember on the show, he was a great kickboxer, but he couldn't grapple. So,
but he looked good. He took him down.
Like
he mixed it up, took him down. Granted, there was no jiu-jitsu gameplay going on there, but he still mixed it up. He was good in clinch.
So I don't think if you have a good scramble, you don't need jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you scramble up, and that's kind of what I was telling Sage, dude, don't worry, get up. You want to be on your feet. You got to be comfortable getting on your feet. And that's something like Thompson does well, but every time he's been on the ground against Woodley, he's kind of been a little hurt, a little banged up. Interesting fight. So we have any other comments, concerns, criticism?